Can you put people out of the church? Can you put people out of the church? Very unusual topic. But I must say, I have seen some things in church that we all know the house of God is open to all. But I got to stand boldly on this. I do think some people need to be put out of the church. But I'm talking about people who have had physical fights and has threatened somebody. Because believe it or not, you done had somebody killed at church before. Maybe y'all ain't never seen it, but oh man, everything goes on nowadays. Just like that incident down here not too long ago, them youngsters went up in the church and killed that pastor. And they said that pastor didn't do nothing wrong, wasn't nothing wrong with him. And I done seen people get a restraining order against church. And it's sad that we talking about the house of God. And somebody might not agree with me on this, but because when you get to threatening somebody's life is in danger, that's a totally different ball game. Because when somebody threatens you on a church ground, when somebody threatens you nowadays, they pretty much go through what they say they're gonna do. Some people done brought guns to the church, knives. I done seen physical fights on the church ground. I done seen guns on the church ground. I done seen it all on the church ground. And you would think that certain things wouldn't happen. I done been in a situation one time where this girl seemed like she was possessed because she started fighting everybody in the church. Then ran up in my face threatening me because she didn't like me because we had to sit them down out of the choir stand before. And they threatened a couple of members, told them they was going to even kill them. And then you ask the question, can you put people out of the church house? Or some might say, can you get a restraining order on them? Yeah, you sure can. I'm going to go even deep with that. Jesus threw the money changers out of his father's house. Y'all remember this story when Jesus turned over them tables, was throwing folks out in the house of God doing any and everything? See, people don't refer back to scriptures like that. And I know most people ain't going to agree with this video. But when somebody's life is in danger, the Bible told you, you do all you can to protect yourself and your family. And if somebody making threats on a church ground and talking about killing folks, then they need to be removed. This is a true story. I was playing with a group, men group. And we went to this church in one of the rough parts of the city, very rough. And while in the middle of service, there was the police knocking on the door because somebody went outside and messed up one of the members' car very bad and put all kind of threats on there and told them when they come out of the church, they're going to get killed. So they had to call the police up there in the middle of the service. We had to stop service. This is a true story. And the preacher stopped preaching for a moment. And the preacher, his members was there. And he said, we need to pray. But he said, I'm going to do my praying, but he said, this pastor here, I'm strapped. He said, I got my gun with me and I'm licensed. He said, because I don't know who's coming up to try to do what. We didn't know who they done scarred up the car and put murder all on the car and all kind of stuff. And come to find out they had the wrong vehicle. It was an old lady car, and these gangbangers, I guess, they done messed up the wrong car. But that preacher had his gun with him. He sure did. And he looked at his members. He said, y'all know how we do it. And he said, y'all got y'all? And the members said, you know it. And I thought about that. And I thought about how Jesus had to kick those money changers out. And then I look at how they said in the gospel nowadays. But not everybody is doing this. There's some people going to church that don't mean the church no good. But that was the whole point also why Jesus said, let the wheat and the weeds grow together, because he's going to do separating. At harvest time, it's gonna be the separating. But you don't know who is who nowadays. That's what's so sad. Some people can be dressed up, looking good, and you might think they all right, and next thing you know, they snap. And when somebody's being beat up on the church ground, threatened on the church ground, shot at on the church ground, that's a bad thing. So this is my opinion in this video. This is how I look at it. Because I look at it just like you protect your own home. If somebody coming in your home to kill you, you're not going to just sit there and let them kill you. If you can help it, you're going to do all you can to defend yourself. And the house of God is so messed up nowadays, but not everybody's. That you got people, violent people coming in the church. Like I was saying about that video when that man laid the prophet out, that wasn't no joke. That man hit that prophet in his face so hard and knocked him out cold. Nowadays, when you beat somebody up, they coming back to kill you. It ain't no fighting like back in the day. It ain't no fighting and becoming friends. Now it's fighting, and that ain't even hardly fighting. It's somebody pulling their gun out and killing you. And you got these type of things on the church ground. I was talking to one of my ministers buddies the other day, and he was telling me how back in the day, well, not too long ago, when this guy came in his church with a gun and actually started shooting at this man, but he missed the man and he hit the wall. Man, them people need to have a restraining order against people like that. Sad thing is, you can get a restraining order and somebody still can do something to you. Because we do all we can in this life to protect ourselves, but things still happen. And this is just an unusual video. Y'all give me a little feedback on what y'all think about this. Can you kick folks out of the church? I mean, in a good way. And most preachers I know don't agree with that. Because I seen some incidents so bad, and I told this preacher got mad at him. I said, man, you need to get a restraining order on that person. Because they said they're going to come kill somebody, and you don't sit back and do nothing about that. Oh, this the house of God. God ain't going to let this happen and such. Yes, the house of God. But God also say don't be no fool. God gave us wisdom. He didn't say be no fool. The Bible teaches about a fool. See, I always tell people you need to be wise and you need to use your common sense. Because death is all around us, all of us. Death rides right beside you when you're on the freeway. I seen a man once when I was driving. I seen a man barely miss me and run clean into a building and kill himself. The death angel rides. Look like right beside us. That's why I'm so grateful when I wake up each and every day that I'm on the ground and I'm not under the ground. That God seemed fit to let me see another day when I shouldn't even been here. You shouldn't even been here. We all done had some bad things we done in our life. But to go in the house of God and threaten folks, shoot at folks, kill folks. Even when I was little, I saw these type of things. I remember the first fight that I saw on the church ground. Man, it messed my mind up for a long time because I thought the house of God supposed to be holy. I remember when the Lord told Moses, take off your sandals, take off your shoes. You're on holy ground. The ground ain't holy no more. Now people smoking cigarettes on the church ground, cussing each other out on the church ground, fighting, got guns on the church ground. I see some people peeing on the church ground. They don't care about the church. It's on the outside and the inside of the church. The house of God is being so abused. But that's why judgment gonna start in the house of God. Revelation teaches us that. So can you really put somebody out of the church even though we know it's the house of the Lord? But do you take it to a certain extent? You got to draw the line somewhere. It's just my opinion, y'all. I ain't here to argue with nobody. I'm just talking about things I have went through and been a part of and seen in church all my life. I done seen some folks very disrespected on the church ground. I done seen the guns been pulled out. People actually shoot at the church ground. People steal from the church. Not too long ago, another church down here got broken into and they stole all the keyboards. They took the motif and the Triton MIDI, man. They took it all. And when you get to doing things like that, man, see, some people don't have no conscience, man. They don't have no heart at all. It's just like, I'm going to put it to you like this. I didn't mean to even make this video this long, but oh well. That's why I say there's a difference between murder and killing somebody. Because if somebody breaks in your house and try to kill you, take your stuff, and you defend yourself by killing them, to me, you are all in the right. Now, if you just got a anger problem and you mad at the world, and you just go out and start killing folks for no reason, like that man in Norway did, you got a problem. That was not no Christian. It don't get that bad, folks. You don't go out and murder folks and then you got people talking about that was a Christian. That was act of the Lord. No, that wasn't no act of the Lord. I'm sorry. I disagree all the way. It's a difference when you are being attacked and somebody's coming at you. Somebody trying to rob you for what you have. I remember this guy in, I want to say Frisco. Man, two youngsters broke into his house. He heard the noise and went in the garage, and they was trying to steal his beautiful truck. And he saw them, they had him at gunpoint. I guess he wasn't able to get to his gun in time, or maybe he didn't even have one, but he told those two youngsters, hey man, just take the truck. Take it. It ain't even that serious, just take it. You know what they did? They killed the man anyway. Killed them for no reason. He left behind two daughters. Now those daughters gotta have a rough life growing up without their father because of stupidity. You want to take what somebody else got. You got people breaking in cars on the church ground. I done seen people get locked up behind stealing the central air units from my home church. Got their central air unit stole before. People are doing whatever in the house of God now. So you ask a question, can you put a restraining order on people and remove them from the church? Y'all give me y'all answer on that. And God bless.